Hi, welcome to another live SAM Labs webinar. My name is Sherry. I'm a former middle school teacher and principal, and I'm here today to help you get started using your SAM Labs kits, your software, and some lesson plans. We're going to take about 30 minutes or so and explore SAM Labs blocks, software, on-screen applications, and our powerful teaching materials. To get to know SAM Labs a little better, I encourage you to visit our website at samlabs.com. I'll take you there in a bit, but right now, let's get started with our kits. In my workroom today, I've got the SAM Labs Alpha Kit. I've also got a full classroom kit. But for today's session, I've chosen our versatile STEAM kit. It has a wider variety of blocks and attachments to take you and your students into the basics of coding through science, technology, math, arts, and yes, even language arts. So let's go ahead and get started. I've pulled 3 blocks from my SAM Labs STEAM kit. The SAM Labs blocks are wireless. You'll notice that there are no wires that connect them. They talk to the SAM Labs applications via Bluetooth. The way that I ask the blocks to talk to the application is by turning them on. SAM Labs blocks have a comfortable silicone sleeve that goes around each of the blocks that makes them especially attractive to those students that need a little more tactile approach to their learning. The silicone sleeve also enables the blocks to fit inside various connectors that you may wish to use, like Legos or other pieces and parts that you maybe have already in your makerspace at school. I'm going to toggle over to our SamSpace app in just a minute. For you to get a SamSpace app, all you need to do is visit our website and click on the appropriate link for the type of device that you have. Today, I'm on a PC running Windows 10, but we have a complimentary app for just about any device, including iPads, Macs, Chromebooks, and others. So turning on the block, here we go. I'm going to hold the block down. At the top, there's a little indentation right over the M in SAM, and you'll see that it lights up. Once it's connected to my app, it's going to change colors. So let's go over to the app and take a look. You should be able to see my SamSpace app. Look up in the corner. There's a blinking light. The app has found the button, and it asks me if I want to pair it to the app wirelessly. I say yes, and voila, it's connected. Now I see that my button is sitting down in the tray. The next block that I want to connect is my DC motor. The DC motor has a little spot on the silicon right at the top that allows me to connect it. A DC motor will give my project today a little motion. So I connect it to the app, and there it is down in the tray waiting for me to tell it what to do. Finally, I'm going to connect one more block. It's the RGB LED light. I turn it on. It's red at first. It's trying to connect at the top, and there it is. you can see that the picture looks just like the just like the RGB LED light, making it super easy for your students to understand what to do. Now, in order to get these blocks into my workspace, I simply use a cursor, or I can use my touch screen to drag them on. And here we go. My goal today is to create a set of instructions or a system for a doorbell for the hearing impaired. Now, in order to do this, I'm going to take my blocks and add some behaviors, timing, or logic to them. And it's just like a set of instructions, really, or a recipe, maybe for your favorite chocolate chip cookies, where you write down everything that you need in the order that you combine them to end up with your desired outcome. So in order to get a doorbell, I'm going to start with my button, and that's going to be my input. I'm going to use my finger or my cursor to connect to the DC motor. And if you look at my screen, you'll see that it's ready to go. Now, if I decided I wanted to disconnect the button from the motor, all I would need to do is to hover over it again and click the red X to remove it. Let's go ahead and connect both the DC motor and the red, green, blue LED light. When I look at my 3 blocks now, I see that the physical blocks in my kit are all the same color, because now they're all part of the same set of instructions or recipe. Let's test it. If I press the button, I see the DC motor is running, and I see that the light shows up yellow. Yellow is not really my favorite color, so I'm going to change over to red. The way I did that is simply by clicking on the block, going to the settings, and choosing the color that I like, any combination of red, green, and blue. I can even adjust the brightness. So I have a very basic system. Down in the bottom tray, if I scroll all the way over, you will see that Sam Labs has provided you a set of what we call sleeping blocks. Let's imagine that your students are at school, they're having great fun with the STEAM kit or with the classroom kit, but they want to go home with their devices and they want to experiment a little more or try to innovate on their project. The way they do that, if they have a device at home, is simply to drag and drop the sleeping block right onto the screen. And they do that with their cursor, or in the case of a touch screen device, with their finger. And I can connect this button to any other sleeping block that I have here, just like I did with my physical blocks. And if I press here, if I press the virtual button, it turns the light on as well. Let me change this to red. So I have a virtual system running and I have a physical system running. In order to dismiss these blocks, I simply drag them back down into the tray. Pretty cool, huh? If you look over here on the right side of my SAM space, you'll see that I have a tray with a set of saved projects. Your students can work on a project at home virtually, bring it to school, and then use the kit to experiment and test their assumptions. Or I can work on it at school and save it here and take it home. Let's go to a project that I was working on previously, which is the doorbell. Wow, this looks a little more complicated than what we had before, but really it's not. I'll show you how I built it. We have the button that we're familiar with, and if I press the button, we'll see that it turns on the light and it turns on the motor. I also have the DC motor that we're familiar with. Now for this doorbell, what I want to do is I want to have a little flag. So the hearing impaired person might not be able to hear the doorbell, but they could see something visually, like a little flag. I could attach that via Legos or via the little wheel that comes in my kit to the DC motor. I also want them to be able to see a light. And the way the light works, that's best, I think, as if we ask the light to flash or to change colors so that the hearing impaired person can be sure to see it. Now, the instructions that these two blocks are receiving come through these logic blocks. These come from the trays right down in the bottom. You can see how I can drag with my cursor or with my finger the hold right into my system. The hold is a behavior that I can program to hold the pulse or the input for 10 seconds. So what I'm telling the system is when I press the button, hold that input for 10 seconds. Likewise, on my DC motor, I have this set so that the impulse from the button, the input from the button is held for 10 seconds. That will leave the light and the motor running for that amount of time. Then I have also brought in an interval. An interval creates pulses of time. So I have asked for a 1-second pulse on the light. That will tell the light to go from red to green to blue 1 second at a time. And the RGB, or red, green, blue logic, is a behavior that tells the light to cycle through all 3 of its colors. Now, how did I get to this system? Let me show you. Pretty easy. I'm going to remove the red, green, blue. And it goes back into its spot right down here in the tray in the bottom. If I want to add it back, first I just need to make a little connection right here using my cursor. Again, these connections, if you hover over them, you can remove them by clicking the red X, and you can bring them right back. If you hover over any of these connections, you'll find that they can be removed very easily with 1 click, or you can simply drag and drop them off the screen. So let's bring our RGB instruction back. I bring it right to the line and boom, it automatically connects. So now I've got 3 physical blocks, my button, my DC motor, and my red, green, blue LED light. I have added some instructions in the form of software blocks. I've got a hold, an interval, and then a red, green, blue. And when I press the button, the motor and the button should each hold for 10 seconds. The light should cycle through red, green, and blue. And You've got a pulse of time that tells the light exactly how long the red, the green, and the blue should be there. It's a very cool system. And again, without really even knowing it, we have taught students coding. We have asked them to create a set of instructions, a recipe, or an algorithm to solve a problem. All right, let's go and have a look at our website. Earlier, I encouraged you to visit samlabs.com. We've got all kinds of fun things going on here. The first thing I want you to notice is the Get a Demo button over here in the top right-hand side. If you would like to have a private demo or a small group demo of a Sam Labs kits, the app, and our teaching materials, all you need to do is click here. I also want to direct you to another button down at the bottom, which is our Help button. If you click here, you're going to be connected quickly with someone from Sam Labs who can reply to your questions. On the website here is a little more information about Sam Labs, who we are, and what we do. You can scroll down and you can see the STEAM kit, the app, and the lesson plans that we've been talking about today and learn more. You can also go to our product tab and see each of our kits, what's contained in the kits, along with some great ideas to help you get started. And there is our teaching materials tab. I love this place because I can go here and I can learn about Sam Labs projects. On our YouTube channel and right here on the website, you can find dozens of really cool teacher-built and student-built projects that give you some amazing ideas of how to use Sam Labs to teach coding, computational thinking, engineering, language arts, technology, and math. So visit and see the projects. You can also go here and find some of our ready-to-download lesson plans. Sam Labs has already built over 100 different ways for you to teach coding in every area of your classroom. In fact, I think I'm going to bring up a lesson plan for you to look at now. This is a lesson plan that offers computer science, design, and technology. We have both a teacher view and a student view. It leaves nothing for the teachers to have to do except for find the materials and add them into the lesson plans. It gives great diagrams. It shows the teachers exactly what to do. Super helpful and super easy. I'm going to stop sharing now and come back to our webinar and encourage you to visit the website, ask for a free demo, and to download the app to the Sam Space appropriate for your device. You can use the app for free. You can use the sleeping blocks even without the kit to build and design really cool systems to teach coding and computational thinking and make inventors out of all of your students. Thank you very much for attending today and for your interest in Sam Labs. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.